Still see us. See this where the intro is going to kick in? Oh man, Kev really needs to get these proper ones. What is going on with this? I can't hear you, by the way.
Oh, welcome. It's Sunday night, Jay Mack. I know you were saying that you could still see us there. The whole of the world, the rest of the world couldn't.
That is so weird, man.
These are technical issues that aren't even our technical issues. StreamYard.
We stayed with yous. Sort your game out, man.
I know. What happened last week, man? Credits played. Next minute, I'm like, Jay Mack, can you hear us? I didn't even realise we were still bloody live, man. Imagine we were like that.
Oh, hello.
You know what I mean?
I'm a total asshole, by the way.
Crazy,
Which it
eh?
wasn't.
Well, for the purposes of the tape, ladies and gentlemen, everybody that's tuning in tonight, it was my first time watching Idle Hands.
Look at that fucking photo of me. What?
J-Mac, it's all right. I took care of it. You're hidden in the back. They can't really see it.
Harry, I took care of it.
So one of my favourite images of you that exists, courtesy of...
Remember, that's not actually 100% me. There are slight alterations that have been made to that photo. I'll let you work out what they are.
No idea what you're talking about. Wolfman says, Anton, our little scooter.
Quit calling him that baby name.
Mate, Wolfman actually put up a thing on social media saying that Babadook was class, and I was like, fuck you chatting about, man, right? And the reason I bring this up here is because he then proceeded to tell me why he thought it was class, and then sent me a wee link, a wee plug to one of his videos of him basically going through it. And then I went back and I watched his video about the Babadook, which anybody listening, go and check out Wolfman's Got Nards Babadook video if you did not enjoy Babadook the first time. And I thought, after listening to Barry's video about it, I was like, do you know what? I think he's right in what he says. I purely went into Babadook, given all the, here's what I'm expecting. And because it was absolutely not what I was expecting, I didn't like it. Yeah? Mm-hmm. And I think when he breaks it down and goes, right, here's why, and see if you just approach it for this attitude when you go into it. And then it got me thinking, attitude and mindset going into a film purely does play a big, huge part. We've actually discussed that a wee bit here on the show already, Jim. It actually does. It does. It can change your experience.
Yeah, attitude also, like even something as simple as if you're feeling tired when you start watching a film, like only with certain, like anything you really need to think about or anything that's maybe got a hidden meaning behind it. The Babadook being a film like that, you couldn't watch that tired because you'd just be like, fuck this. But something like Idle Hands, I think you could watch tired because it's just mindless good fun.
Well, I did, right? So this is for the purposes of the tape. This was my first time watching this, and I'm really gutted that I went my teen years not knowing about this film because it's essentially American Pie, but with a wee bit of horror in there, ish, you know.
Ish. Definitely ish.
Well, I fired it on, right? Going, you and Matthewman both were like class film, and I was like, well, there's usually my measuring stick. So I thought, right, I'm going to date for the purposes of this show. I'm going to go and watch Idle Hands for the first time and see what it's all about. Turned it on, and from start to finish, I was just like, I should have seen this when I was younger. Because I'd have more of an appreciation for it.
So it was good going. Skipped you. How did it get past you? That's what I want to know.
No, because like I would say this is in the same lane as like American Pie, as Van Wilder, Eurotrash, all those type of films. It's in that lane. Just it's got the horror elements, right?
Eurotrash.
Would you agree? Aye. No, Eurotrash, Eurotrip.
Oh, Eurotrash is something very different.
It was, eh?
Here's a ridiculously old, ridiculously tanned woman with ridiculous boobs just jumping on people for half an hour.
That was Eurotrash.
I don't know. Kev's frozen for me. I don't know if he has for the rest.
Really? I haven't no.
It's
Haven't frozen? Must.
some weird shit going on here. Get a new PC and fix your fucking
Well,
game, StreamYard.
I think it's StreamYard. I really do think it's StreamYard because my PC's bad, but not that bad. Wolfman says Eurotrash. He gets it. He knows. And the thing is, like, I wasn't watching Eurotrash. It was just that thing that was on, and that came on when I was fairly young.
I was at an age watching that where you were watching it purely for the slight chance there might have been something that you could sort yourself out with.
Reign of Horror says, "Hey, crew, hope all's well. How goes? Reign of Horror. Have we met you before?
I don't recognise it.
No. Looked pretty class. We'll need to check that out after the show. Anybody that's watching live, go and check out Reign of Horror. I hope it's something cool. Probably somebody we know. It's Dave.
Wait, it's Barry again. He's got about 19 usernames on it.
Wolfman says, many a Friday night on Channel 4 with a dodgy aerial. Mate, slapping the side of the telly and everything. Oh, I remember. It's not all I was slapping. No, I'm joking. Totally joking. Gizmo's like, aye, that's right. It wasn't all I was slapping. Totally
Gizmo,
joking.
get back in your box, you wee dick.
I know. Caused all the problems. So Idle Hands came out at the time that I just know if I seen this when I was of the age to, be seeing this, I would have proper held this in high regard and would still be talking about it now. Like, man, you need to watch Idle Hands. Let me tell you something about Idle Hands, though, by the way.
Maybe that's how it skipped you, because it came out when you were like probably 7 or 8 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I know you did watch horror films and that when you were a kid that you shouldn't have, but this one, but you tended to watch older ones, like ones that had been about for a while. New horror films and new comedy horror maybe skipped you by because you were too busy like tasing your pals at school or whatever.
Did you see the video of that?
I saw the video of you getting tased.
Oh, that's right. I tased Dylan and proper sent him. Like, it went a right spasm.
Is that why he thinks the air's flat now?
Well, could be.
Yes, it would explain a lot. It really would.
I held the taser on a bit too long. You know, you're supposed to like tase somebody like. Nyeh.
Funnily enough, I don't know how long you're supposed to tase somebody for. It's never something I've really looked into too much.
Well, at the time, me either, and I just thought, if I keep this on him, it'll be all right. Laugh, and he's just like, turns out not supposed to leave it on that long, but he was all right.
He's all right. No, he wasn't. The evidence is clear.
Yeah, I don't know how. Like, what the taser wasn't mine. It was a friend.
Well, that's
of mine.
fine then. That makes it all right. It wasn't even my taser. Nice try. These aren't in my pants.
No, my friend who I shall rename. The reason I remain nameless on the friend that brought the taser in is because I remember him specifically messaging me many times, being like, "Yeah, any chance you could go into YouTube and take my name off the video of you tasering the shit out of your pal, because I'm trying to build a business here, and every time something Googles me, that's the first thing it comes up."
Oh, that's brilliant.
He's like, "Here, keep a video up all you want, but please take my name out, please."
So even unintentionally, you can cause problems in people's lives.
Mate, it's always unintentional. If it's
As
intentional, then we got mate. If it's intentional, then we got real problems, because I don't do half measures. If I want to ruin your life, I'll come for you. So,
John, you said this place was a shithole. It's all right.
He did none. He did none to you. Reign of Horror says, Idle Hands is definitely a product of its time, 1999, considering the comeback of the slasher films around that time and the cast. Absolutely. By the way, did you guys know that the hand puppet used in this film is actually Thing from Addams Family? Did you know that?
I knew that.
Yeah,
I actually did know that. I've known that. I've known that for at least the last 18 minutes.
Right, well, I think now is the time to bring up something we've brought Thing up here on this podcast a few times, and I've let it slide, right? I'm going to have to just, everybody watching and everybody listening in the archive, even if it's 5 years from now, Let me just tell you this. Thing and Uncle Fester had something going on because I watched it recently, Addams Family Values, and he's talking to Gomez. Fester's talking to Gomez, and he's like, "I just want someone to love." And Gomez is like, "Yeah, but you have Thing." And Thing does this. He goes, "Yeah, but I want someone." What was it he said? What was the actual verbiage?
It's like, I need more, like a body.
Right.
Like that.
So Thing this whole time has been doing unsanitary things with Uncle Fester. And if you go back and watch it now, I've just ruined your childhood. Wolfman says, "I hope you loved Mr. Noseworthy." Here, by the way, I reached out to him, pitched me. But get this. Did you know this as well? Want to know something absolutely bonkers about this, right? So, Mr. Noseworthy got cast to this film, as did the woman that played Tanya called Katie Wright, right? Get this.
Yeah.
Katie Wright and Jack Noseworthy are siblings and only found that out while working on this film.
Aye. I think they're half siblings.
Well, still siblings, so that's still the same one parent.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
They've both got the same parent in some way, shape, or form. It didn't actually say which parent it was. I'm assuming it's probably the dad.
Shagga! Of course, it's the dad. All right. That was quite noteworthy, wasn't it?
Yeah. Aye. I read that when I was kind of doing my wee bit of research, and I was like, that's quite a coincidence.
That's
and like they had no idea. I wonder when they found out. Like, oh no, actually, no. I found out as well that Jack Noseworthy is openly gay, so there wouldn't have been anything strange going on between these two siblings.
Is he? I didn't know that.
Yeah. I read that. Well, it's an unverified fact because I did just read it in the IMDb trivia, so that's the only place I've read it.
Mate, if it's in IMDb, if there's anything in an IMDb trivia, it's got to be fact checked, so it's factual.
No, it doesn't. I remember reading the list of actors that were considered to play Ivan Drago, and it was basically every actor that was famous at the time. Two that I remember for the list were Christian Slater and Tom Cruise for playing Ivan Drago. I was like, I don't think so.
No.
Also, remember the whole real dead dog thing for the gate?
Yeah.
They said, "Oh, they actually made the kids carry this real dead dog around," and then we chinned Tibor about that, and he was just like, "No, fucking didn't."
Hey, by the way, what was the short film? No, it's not froze for me. I can see you. I'm talking to you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
When we watch this back, we're going to find out if it froze for the viewing audience, because it never froze for me. You're saying something and I'm like, here, no. Get this. I read in I think it was one of the Arrow short film horrors that we done, that you were putting your own money to a feature being filmed on it. What one was it again? It was like I went to the trivia section of one of the Arrow short films, and it was like, J Mac from Jibber Jabber Podcast has personally pledged to fund the feature.
I've not even seen that one. Oh man, that was you put in our short film trivia that I gained 5 stone for the role of playing Peter in A Good Night's Sleep. That. Yes, you fucking did.
How could I?
I've not got your chair. What are you talking about?
Nothing's freezing, by the way, fellas. Aye, no, it's all in your head, J-Mac. You fucking Scooby-Doo motherfucker.
I was like, no, I gained that 5 stone over years of overeating.
Hard work. So you all are aware. Next week is our Gremlins deep dive featuring Janice. Janice, I hope you're ready for this, my friend. And then the week later, we're doing the Jibber Jabber end of year awards, and I will announce the categories, and you can all vote next week. It'll be a right good laugh. And by the way, J-Mac, you've got 2 of these here, I know, courtesy of our friend Simon Phillips.
Ah, nice.
I'm from Matthew, man, and all. I'll give them to you. I've put them in your birthday bag present, so now it looks like I gave you them on for your birthday. They're in your birthday bag. Cool though, huh? We will definitely do a watch along with this in the new year with Simon. and it's class to have this actual physical, which is excellent. So shout out to the main man. Also, just a reminder that Mark Marshall's book has dropped on Amazon. So if you want to go into Amazon, look up Goonies, Droids, and Killer Whales and read all about Mark Marshall's phenomenal story in the movie industry. Huge thanks to him for coming on last week. It was bloody cool. So any road, get this right. Idle Hands, I stick it on, and I'm like, oh, okay. At first, I'm like, this is just a couple of dudes getting stoned. Believe it or not, like I'm not a stoner, right? I've never needed any substance. I like a drink now and then, but I don't rely on it. I'm not AJ Mac. Like I can sit with you getting pissed, and I don't need to get pissed. I do like a drink though, but I just, if you said come round to mine, we'll watch a film with a drink, I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm not going. Well, all right, cool. Do you know what I mean?
That's nice. I would 100% be like that.
No, but for me,
hey, hence the 5 stone.
Wait, when I'm watching a stoner film, because I can't completely relate to what it's like to be a stoner, it then sometimes can be boring. So when I first put it on, I was like, oh, where are we going with this? Then his parents get fucking killed, right? After seeing the writing on the wall, I'm under the bed, right? Ma did, Dad did. And what I can only describe as a typical Kev pose, that's how I look sleeping, right?
Blood coming out your mouth. Terrified.
Makes a difference for no pissing blood. But, so they're dead, and it's kind of got that very laid back, oh, right, I'm just going to go about my day, even though he's making a sandwich with the knife with the blood and that on it, right? So I'm like, oh, okay. But then I absolutely scream with laughter when I'm like, his parents are dead. He's just found them dead. And he's just like, whoa, my parents are dead. Guys, come and look at this. He's like, look, my parents are dead. Like, at what point did he grieve in this film for his parents being dead? At no point.
I think he, like when he first discovered them, he got up and puked in the garden, and that was the extent of his grief. But what's funny is like when he's before that, when he's sitting with Mick and Panab, I think the guy's name is. What a weird name. I don't understand that name. I need to do a bit of Googling on that.
Panab.
When he's sitting with them, and he's like they mentioned something about his parents. He's like, I haven't seen my parents in a couple of days. And I'm like, maybe they're dead. He's like, don't you watch the news? He's like, I hate that fucking show. I was like, that's a great line, man. It's because there's a killer on the loose and he's completely unaware. But it's just like he's so lazy and so detached for everything around him. He's really quite selfish that he doesn't even really notice or care that his mum and dad haven't been about.
I know.
And it kind of illustrates that point quite well. I think, like, aye, he never grieved. This film's only an hour and a half long, though. They no got time for him to go through grief. They just need to get on to the funny hijinks that ensue when he shows his pals that his parents are dead, and then they figure out it was him that did it at the same time that he figures out that it was him that did it. It's really quite clever. I like it.
Is it a wee loophole, the fact that they're dead? He doesn't even have any recollection of his hand smashing them.
It was something I thought about when I was watching it this time. Like, I've seen this loads and loads of times over the years. Now, I haven't seen it for a good number of years, so there was things that I'd forgotten and things that, like, it was like funny moments and stuff that I'd forgotten about. So it was nice to hear them again. I was like, oh, I remember that. I always laughed at that.
Janice is in the house. Janice, you're on this show next week. I will inbox you with all the instructions, but we are doing our deep dive of the Gremlins, our Christmas special next week. Looking forward to having you on, Janice. Looking forward to it. Wolfman says, Panub's name is based on a skit from Saturday Night Live starring Eddie Murphy as Buckwheat from Little Rascals. One of my favourite films ever is Little Rascals.
Fucking hell. Cheers, Wikipedia's got nards. Fucking hell. Where'd you conjure that one up from? That's amazing.
Wolfman's got pedia.
That you need to be careful with that one.
I know. Pedio.
You froze right after you said that. For me. So
I don't think I'm freezing.
No, you're not. You're not freezing for anybody else.
Awesome. While I wait to be freezing, I've got a hot water bottle on me right now, mate. Awesome. Thanks.
Is that what that is? Is that a hot water bottle?
Legendary, man. Listen.
That's awesome.
Look, back's right on my nut. Class, eh?
That's brilliant.
It's freezing, mate. It's freezing. And here in Scotland, it's frozen for all you fine folks at home. We live in Scotland and it's frozen and we're not from Ireland.
You wouldn't be long getting frost, but
yeah. Do you
mate,
see this anymore? Huh?
mate, sorry. see that there? I found my baby Jesus.
Where was
your
baby
Jesus?
Where was baby Jesus?
He was sitting on one of the shelves underneath. My youngest must have put it there.
Typical, man. Typical.
I was really happy.
Jesus.
Really happy to find our Lord and Saviour.
Did you just follow a star?
No, it was my oldest son went, there's baby Jesus, by the way. I was like, they started following here, by the way. And there was no wise men either. Just a
woman gives birth and 3 dudes show up with gifts.
Who's the daddy?
Exactly, man. Exactly. By the way, it was the done thing in the early 2000s and late 90s where bands would be in all the films, right? This band and this obviously Offspring are in this band in this film. Tom DeLonge, he was in it as well. He was the Windows server at Burger Jungle.
Was he?
Yeah.
I had no idea. He's mentally. I bit my tongue there. Don't know if anybody.
He's a wee bit mental.
My face just contorted to a shape that I can't make without trying. So, but
luckily for me, I was able to see that band live just this year.
Yeah, you can have that one. Like, no, a fan.
So good.
I was never a fan of the Offspring either, to be honest. In fact, the only song of theirs that I did like was the one in this film that was somebody else's.
Yeah, it was Ramones. I remember being at school with Lassie, right? And she was wearing a t-shirt, and it was the Ramones t-shirt. And I thought, oh wow. I said, I didn't have you. She was like a kind of popular girl. And I'm like, I didn't have you as a Ramones fan. She's like, no, I do like them. I was like, all right, what's your favorite song? She was like, Hey Ho, Let's Go. I was like, oh, okay, I'm done talking to you.
Here's me sitting. You need to explain that one, Kev.
Well, Hey Ho, Let's Go is a line from the song Blitzkrieg Bop. So if she was an actual fan of Ramones, she would know the song wasn't called Hey Ho, Let's Go.
Right.
Yeah.
Aye. Okay.
It's like saying what's your favourite Bon Jovi song? Oh, halfway there. You get me? You get me? That's what that's like. See, I had to go to Bon Jovi just to make you understand. Wolfman says, yep, Tom DeLonge was in it for 2 seconds. See?
So he wasn't in it for that DeLonge, was he?
Love the Offspring. I want to be sedated. Aye, it was a good one. It was actually, they did a good version of it. Actually, they didn't sound like Offspring. I like Offspring. I remember getting a hoodie of theirs when I was a kid, and on it was Original Prankster. And the reason that it was given to me is because I had a wee bit of reputation of pulling pranks on folk again. And
you're kidding me on.
Hard to believe, I know. But it was given to me at the age of like 10 because whatever age I was when that came out. And I was like Offspring, and that's what made me go and check them out, is because someone gave me a hoodie that said Original Prankster, because that was apparently what I was like. So allegedly. By the way, do you know what's funny? When I started watching this film, and my wife started watching it with me, there's a point where obviously the hand starts. It's basically the claw, isn't it, right? For Liar Liar. The claw, right? When that shit started happening, wife went less to me. She went, who recommended this to you? Let me guess. Matthew, man. I says, to be fair, it's been quite well talked about round the campfire from my parts. It's I mean, it's something I've been. That's not her cup of tea, though, which sucks.
I know women don't like fun stuff,
right? I mean, no offense.
My wife, in the time we were together, she forced me to watch 2 films by memory. She's forced me to watch 2 films that she said I would like. First one, Dirty Dancing, pish.
Class.
Second one,
we watched
Romy and Michelle's high school reunion, pish.
That sounds class.
It's not.
Mate, we covered Dirty Dancing and we proper bigged it up.
No, you proper bigged it up. I'm pretty sure I said it was pish. Because I think it's pish.
Nars says nobody puts idle hands in the corner. That's true. Because they do the devil's work. Wolfman asks if I'm drinking tea with no milk. Well, I would never do that with a normal like Tetley bag, but this here is some organic shit. Let me tell you what it's called. Brew La La.
Famous grouse.
This is stuff that's herbal and good for all your insides and all that shit. It tastes like nearly spilled it. It smells class here. If we ever go for a beer, which we should do in the new year, I'll bring you some. The class. I drink funky tea. I drink fucking everything. I did think when thinking, right, I'm going to go into my cupboard for podcast tonight. I thought, right, well, I'll take a cup of tea or a beer. Cup of tea or a beer. So I was like, right, I'll just take a cup of tea and a beer. So the beer's an option. The beer's an option if I feel.
Well, I had two options as well. So it was either this,
Thatcher's.
or
Is there a
this.
Western in there? Both. One or two. Janice says, not all women are the same.
Oh
Janice is
no,
talking shite.
Janice,
No,
I'm
I'm joking.
talking in jest. I'm talking in jest.
Aye, because we
saying that,
know...
my wife doesn't like Gremlins either. I saw a meme the other day, and it was the clip of the Gremlins doing the Christmas carols. Like, I think it's for the first one. They're like, what song are they singing again? Oh no, I think they're actually just dressed as carolers, but doing their own wee tune. And it came up at the top. Every kid's school concert. I was like, that's so true, man.
That's so good. Wolfman got nards. Dirty Dancing is in my top 25 movies all the time. Well, by the way, there's something to that, nards. I used to be like, oh, fuck's sake. Then we covered it for this show. It won a poll that we put out, and there's a bit of substance in there. And to be honest, it travels through. We'll get it. In fact, go back and watch your deep dive at Dirty Dancing. You'll hear all about it. It was class. I'm loving Jay's snowflake nipples jumper. Well,
those
Jay
are
is
high
like-
nipples, by the way.
Talking about high nipples, by the way.
There they are.
Today,
There they are. Yes, those
there
were
was a.
pretty spectacular 90s boobs.
Well, here's the thing. I thought when that scene came about, I thought, and then it just gets worse and worse.
Or better and better.
My wife could be watching. No, I'm joking. But it just gets worse and worse. Like, was there any need for that?
Absolutely
no
not.
need.
And by the way, the guy that was doing the hand was having way too much fun. Like, I think he went above and beyond for his role at that point.
Well, by the way, that's also the same puppeteer that played it. Thing.
Aye. The thing is, who the fuck else do you ask? You know what I mean? It's like, who's ever played a Hon? Oh, that guy, Adam's Family. Well, we'll get him to play a Hon again.
Bodacious boobies.
Bodacious dude. But that guy deserved to die at that moment simply because of his right wanky wee ponytail. Remember when folk would have that wee tiny ponytail? Oh, Kev got a distraction.
No distraction.
You're talking pish. You can tell when you get a distraction because you just you go feel like to.
I switch it on like that. Boom.
I'm still not getting used to wearing glasses.
Look at you, goofball, man. What a goofball. The cast in this, by the way.
First time I'd ever seen Jessica Alba, I fell in love with her within about 3 seconds. Aye. And Vivica Fox, who was in Independence Day. And this was, I think, the first time I'd seen Eldon Henson, or I thought it was, but it turned out he was in the Mighty Ducks as well, which I didn't realise it was the same guy. But a really good cast for a relatively kind of small film.
Aye, it was quite decent. I didn't make sense of your pals just chose to come back to life. This is one of those things, actually.
Why did his mum and dad not come back?
I know. Well, here's something for you, right? Seeing everything that we watch, right? So you're watching something and it's a film. So say more so a film than a TV series. When you're watching something, you're almost demanding the explanation within that 90 minutes to 100 and however many minutes, right? Something's happened, and now we need to know within that film exactly why. And for a long time, I thought to myself while watching this, There's no explanation as to why his hands just went mental, right? Because it doesn't really get revealed till near the end. And 2, his pals just came back to life. And I thought, do you know, if this film ends and I don't get any explanation, I think I'd be all right with that. Do you know why? Because seeing life, we probably wouldn't get an explanation as to why something fucked up happened. Do you know what I mean?
Aye. So
We wouldn't get that.
God,
Aye, look at
God
the
works in mysterious ways and all that pish.
The Walking Dead. Like, they never really got the explanation as to what the hell happened. If you watch 28 Days Later, straight away they're into it. Right at the start, do not let those apes out. Didn't I let them out? You have let them out. You fucked it. Right? Straight away, you know. So now you as a viewer are no left wondering, but everybody else is. If you look at all the characters, they're like, here, this shit's going on. We don't know what the hell, what it is, where it came from. And that would be, who's distracted? Who's distracted? But that would, it's totally the case. Wolfman says, oh, Vivica Fox.
Oh, yeah. she was, yeah, she's a very, very handsome woman.
He's on, yeah,
man, I can't do this. Mate, I've had a trapped nerve in my neck since I turned 40.
Yeah, oldie.
It got better. Then I was at my work and I had to put on a like a full face mask for handling some formic acid. So I put my clean room suit on and I put the mask on, but the mask pulled my hood down over my eye, so I couldn't see anything. So I just reached behind the hood to give it a yank at the back, just like that, and I just heard this, and I was like, mate, agony, struggling to breathe and everything, because it's been like that ever since. It's a trapped nerve somewhere, and it's one of the pains that I can't pinpoint it either, so I can't try and work it out. It's doing my fucking head
sounds
in.
crap. That's life to you right now.
Finish me, fuck's sake.
Finish me off so I can go and lie down.
Where's thing?
Exactly. So Devon Sawa.
Yeah.
Sava? Or Sawa? Because I always get shit wrong, so I just didn't know. Devon Sawa, who is Casper. He's Slim Shady, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
He's Final Destination boy.
I totally couldn't remember his name there.
Final Destination boy. It's just basically something and then boy at the end of it. I thought he was excellent in this. And have you seen him now as well? It doesn't look like you would probably find it hard to go, that's who that is, right? Because he just really looks.
He just got older, like everybody else, I suppose. But no, he was particularly good in this film. I think this might actually be the best performance I've seen him give in anything that I've seen. Maybe the fan aside, the fanatic. Sorry, it was good fun in that. But no, I think this was better. Like all his physical stuff with the hand and even the weird wee kind of clicky movements and that he was able to do with his hands, and it did kind of put it across that he had no control over it. Like the bit that really stood out for me was the bit where he's fighting with the remote control, or he's fighting with the hand over the remote control. The remote's want to put on this freaky shit about hands, and he's like, "No, I want to watch cartoons," and then he's like, he puts the cartoon on, boff, and then he flings the remote. The other hand catches it. It's like, "Nah, fuck you! You're watching the creepy shit with the hands," and I don't know. It was seamless, man. He was really awesome in it. Really good.
It was. There's a great concept as well. It's essentially stolen from Liar Liar and Addams Family.
I'm thinking it might be the Michael Caine film, The Hand, that inspired it. You know, the one where Michael Caine loses his hand and then it starts killing people.
Really? I haven't seen that.
Oh, it's pish. it's really pretty bad. But I think there might have been some inspiration there based on the fact that it's exactly the same.
Well, by the way, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this about the box office. Are you aware of the box office on this?
No, I actually almost don't want to know.
Wolfman says he took a lot of inspiration from Evil Dead. I can get that.
All right, okay.
Totally get that. Do you want me to tell you what the box office? I need to tell you because it's quite funny. The film received negative reviews from critics, and it bombed at the box office, grossing only 4.2 million from an estimated 25 million pound budget, well, dollars. Despite this, it has gained a cult following.
Oh, the thing is, you can see that there was actual money spent on this. Like some of the makeup effects are great, the practical effects are great, and the CGI for the time is actually pretty awesome. Like the stuff with the with Pinup's head, excuse me, with Pinup's head. Like there was a scene where he kind of walks in holding the head, places it on the table. Now you can tell where it changes from a dummy head to a CGI actually Eldon Henson talking. But it's almost seamless and pretty good for the time. And I think the money was well spent. It's a shame it didn't do better. I bet this was a victim of poor advertising or not enough spent on advertising.
Well, the fact I didn't even know what it was. A couple of weeks ago, I had not a clue that this even existed. You know?
I remember seeing trailers for it. I do remember seeing trailers for it, probably on a video I'd rented. And it said it was coming soon, and then when it came out, I actually went out and bought it. I bought it at MVC in Livingston. They weren't too arsed about who they sold stuff to. I think I bought that when I was about 15. Oh. I think I bought it at the same time that I bought Face Off. So I was going about 18 daft, walking out going, I've got an 18, I'm only 15. And that was one of them.
The thing is, as well, see this film. What I like about it is there's definitely points in the film where you're like, oh, like so felt for him when he goes into Jessica Alba's room and he like belts her arse, and it's something he would never have done. And she's like, oh, aye. And then she's proper like ready to go for him. And he's like, no, I can't because this hand will kill you. And I proper was like, oh man, talk about
gutting. Also, everything that happens in this film, her being attracted to him, is the most unrealistic thing.
I know, right? I know. Definitely. I mean, what can you say, man? What can you say?
Some bit of gear, as they say, some bit of gear.
All a gents, bit late to the party tonight. Nice to see another forgotten flick get some love. Well, we were just talking about how it absolutely bombed the box office, which was unfortunate. Seth Green was pretty decent in it. I think he plays pretty much the same character in every film. Most,
you know. Do you know what's funny? I mean, I don't know how old he was there. He could still quite convincingly play a teenager. He was pretty good at it. He had that. I think I would argue he probably had a lot of the best gags in the film. He probably had a lot of the best funny lines.
Aye. That bottle in his napper doesn't look fun, does it?
No, particularly. It's probably not meant to, right enough.
I know. There's your girl there.
Big Viv. Yeah.
He's just trying to get with everybody. Eh?
Look at the white set of eyes, man. Beautiful.
Sweet, you like, man. There was that, wasn't there?
Oh no. Oh no, it's happening. Ah!
No!
I said, don't disturb me when I'm cleaning my room.
Do we? This was quite fun as well. Making use of the dead head, throwing Cheez-Its. Do you know there was a very beautiful time in my life, right? What does that say? Haha, look at me, I'm Leatherface. Right? There was a time, and I think it was around 2008, I think, where I worked for Blockbuster, and they said to me, okay, you know, this is your job now, so what I need you to do is you have to do it, right? We all have to do it. You have to take 5 rentals home a week, right? For free. Pick 5 films and watch them. And then it refreshes again next week. And you have to do that.
Oh, no. I don't want to do this job anymore.
They're like, you have to do this in order to know the films you're selling. So we advise you take some of the new ones as well, some of the old ones. And I was like, I'll take my 5, I'll take your 5, I'll take your 5. And I used to just go home And at the end of my man, see what else I was doing my shift. I was like, right, what am I taking tonight? I had that in my head what I was taking, right? And then I'd get to the end of my shift, and they had these big fuck off bags of those cheese balls, and I'd go like that 50% discount, man. I'll take 5 bags of cheese, and I just go home, put my telly on, and just fire through all these DVDs. This was the best time in life, man.
I can just imagine you showing up for a shift. I'm like, where the fuck's Kevin? They phone him. It's like, Kevin, where are you? You meant to be in an hour ago. You're like, market research, mate. Fuck off.
Exactly. But it was great though, and I watched so many films that I might not have watched because I saw them, and I was like, and I just remember like this was at a time where you didn't have Netflix. This wasn't a thing. It was DVDs, and that was it. You watched DVDs, and I just felt like God had been like, oh, this is for you. You deserve this. And I was like, for me. The issue was, though.
I like how you made God sound like Jacob Marley.
The thing is, one would ask, why did you not work there that long? Here's why. Because it was ran by a bunch of bitch-ass women, man. And I'm not saying that women are bitch-ass. What I'm saying is these women were fucking bitchy wee bastards, and I could not be in a place I loved with people that were just stirring shit between each other. It was not on me, but it was just one of those toxic fucking run by a woman. Not all women are the same, but it just so happens.
We're not doing well here on the women
No,
front.
but the thing is, I'm going to be fucking honest, right? Most of the time when
Please do.
Especially in that environment, right? The woman was a bitch-ass woman that loved to cause drama, and she caused drama. Everybody.
Name her.
I can't even mind. I think her name was Natalie. I don't think I've met one Natalie that was a nice person. Sorry if you have.
A bitch called Natalie. Shocker.
I know. But get this, that was actually her name. And I think she went on to do something else, but she was an absolute dweeb. So fuck you for making me leave a place that I wanted to be because you were a cow. See if I ever see him. Nah. Let sleeping dogs lie on it. I could have been there a lot longer if it wasn't for you. They were idiots, man. Absolute mongs.
And Natalie, if you're watching, you want to tell us the real reason Kev got sacked, let us know.
I never got sacked, man. I never get sacked. I fucking walked. I was like, fuck this for a carry on. I can't be arsed with this pish. I also had a second job. You know what I mean? The minute I left school, I was like, I just would take every job that I applied for. I would apply for loads of jobs thinking I'd get one, and I end up with 3. And like, you want this job? I'm like, aye. So now I've got 3 jobs. And I'm like, well, I can only take 2 because I'll have to work this one on this day and these ones on those days. And I split it to the point I had no fucking time off. I was like, but I love Blockbuster. Why do you need time off if you're in Blockbuster? That was the reasoning. It's like, I'm in Blockbuster. Why do I need time off? That's where I'd be gone on my time off. I mean, Lee, hope you're doing well. Here, Lee's had a shite time, baby. Fucking big door fell on her work. Aye, man. I'm not going to mention the name of the work or that, but she's fucking sitting there with a burst face, permeated discs and all that, because they fannies didn't look them today.
I can't, Lee. I'm sorry, I can't help but make this joke. Did you not see it coming? I'm sorry. It's just I'm an arsehole for it, but it's just a joke.
For the purposes of the tape, Lee is a spiritualist. Not only just a spiritualist, but a phenomenal one. And
yeah, she's very, very good. So I apologize. I couldn't help myself. But I hope you get better. I hope it wasn't too big a door. But so what actually happened? Do you know what actually happened? How it transpired?
Aye, she went into their shift, and the piece of machinery that is supposed to be, tested and well looked after and maintained was not, and it fell on her. So she went home, and her work have treated her like utter filth since. Literally, like coming up to her and going, "Oh, you all right?" She's like, "Can't really see." "You all right?" Aye. Drug test her within earshot of her.
I think they're kind of obligated to do that shit, unfortunately. Especially in that environment. Just saying. Fair.
Don't know. Like, anyway,
but maybe know in front of the person. She do it.
I've said to Lee that I will 100% support her. J Mac, you ever seen me take on a work legal case? No fucking one.
No, I haven't. And you've just made yourself extremely unattractive to employers.
Fuck employers, mate. Cue my
And
next
again.
Cue my next pose.
My next daily record face.
No. Nah, here. It's easy. Nah. Here, I've only really ever sued one workplace, and I've done it on behalf of all of them. You know what I mean? They all forget that. I lose the face, but
the Americans would call that a class action lawsuit, dude.
100%. Any road.
Aye. He's fucking Kevin Brockovich.
Nah, I'm leaving it all the legal stuff and that. I just know that, like, if you come for me, I will bite back, and that's it. In whichever way it is, legally or like with my actual teeth, I will bite you, motherfucker. Here is Jessica Alba all tied up. She's about to get squashed. I thought, hey, by the way, the wee hand after it sharpened itself, that was something, right?
I love the wee reveal it did as well. Like, you seen it putting one finger into the sharpener, and then it just revealed one other finger at a time. Like, I've already done these ones. It was a great wee moment, and that puppet. It was the best thing in the film, man. It almost made me wish it wore that puppet for the whole thing.
That's a Matthew film, isn't it?
It looks like actually looks a bit like Captain Underpants.
Wee bit. I was an avid reader of Captain Underpants as a kid. Still got the full collection. I did enjoy seeing Rob Zombie, Mr. Roberto Zombie.
Yeah, a bit of Dragula. Soundtrack in this was pretty banging for the type of film that it is.
Yeah.
It's no stuff that I would listen to, but it's all stuff that fit. It's all stuff.
It's all stuff. It's all stuff from my iPod. All stuff from my iPod and my collection. I'm sure I still have Captain Underpants and all that. Right, a hint here. Of course I do. That's all stuff I knew. I knew all that music, and the early 2000s had all the best stuff, man. It really did. Had all the best, like, teen bands for that time.
That's the thing. I was just never into any of them, and it's maybe just it's maybe not served me particularly well. But I liked what I liked. I was never into the stuff that everybody else was listening to at the time either. But that was a good makeup effect right there. That was awesome.
Dexter got his forehead scalped, man.
But yeah, like I liked the music I liked and wasn't interested in Oasis or Blink-182, Linkin Park. Was never interested in. I actually like Linkin Park's new stuff better than anything they ever did before. Aye.
You're gonna get yourself done in, man, saying stuff like that out loud.
No, I'm no.
Well, here's the thing. So I like Linkin Park, and I do like the new Linkin Park also. I think she's excellent. People are like, it'll never be, stay away from me. I'm like, well, you're just doing yourself out enjoying something. Didn't do that. It's stubbornness. Grow the fuck up, right? Like, imagine J Mac goes and kills himself, and I'm like, well, fucking thanks.
Yeah, on YouTube, you have to say unalived himself.
Oh, sorry. Imagine J Mac went and idle hands himself, right?
Wait, what you up doing after this? You showed me at least 4 pictures of Jessica Alba. I'm stoked. My boiler's got to blow, man.
That's funny. Yeah, there were some obvious points in this area, like, oh, I can what's next.
Yeah. Some of the kills were pretty good, though, eh?
I know.
Like,
they were.
The bottle and heat was good. The saw blade was good. The fan blades were good. What else did we have? In fact, a lot of them were off screen, right enough.
What was I didn't understand. Like, a hand pulls you you're under the bed now, and then boom, blood spatter everywhere. What happened? What did the hand do?
I'm thinking just like a skull crush.
But the skulls weren't crushed. We've seen that.
Aye, well, obviously I'm wrong. Fuck's sake.
Hey, look. Well, obviously I'm wrong.
Mate, I don't have a problem admitting when I'm wrong when it gets pointed out very quickly why I'm wrong.
Right. Same. What do you mean rank?
If I pointed it out to you, you'd still make your case for the next half hour.
I don't know. I would try to. I would look into it more and be like, well, particularly.
And then you'd say, tell you what, we'll leave it there now. We'll finish this next week.
We'll agree to disagree.
Oh, that is the most infuriating thing to hear. It's like, no, we'll agree that you're being a dick, mate. There's no agreeing to disagree.
Kevin Bacon was not in Footloose.
That's my face when you say that. Back to the previous one.
Which one?
Zombie.
The one before that? I reckon if you were to grow your hair proper long, you probably would be able to pull that off. Yeah.
What, my hair?
No, like just looking like him.
Aye.
Because you've done
anybody with long hair and a beard looks the same, essentially.
They've got that. Anybody that grows their hair far too long and a grizzly beard, you're expecting them to say, you know, what make us a roll up, hand them the army jacket. What make us a roll up?
As my brother sported that look. My oldest brother, he sported that look for quite a while, but he never had an army jacket. Although he did have a leather jacket with tassels. That's a banging look, man.
Yeah, I saw his missus just the other week.
Oh, did you?
I walked past her. Aye.
Yeah, good.
I stopped and I was like, "You can Jay Mack?" She's like, "That's his Jordan." Oh, aye.
I thought you said you walked past her. Let's agree to disagree on that one, shall we?
No, I genuinely didn't say that to her. I just walked past and there was one thought in my head and I thought, well, I text J Mac that and I thought, nah, it's a bit insensitive. I was going to ask you a question.
What was it?
See if you.
Okay, do you want to say on here?
No. See if you're a female.
I don't know where this is going.
Would see? Nah, I'll ask you after this because it's a bit insensitive. I'll ask you in the private bit, right?
All right.
Bye.
Watch my face get brighter. There we go. Everybody waiting with anticipation, never getting to find out what was asked.
I've sent it to you. But just out of curiosity, I would be like, why would you not just do that? Because dudes do it. Dudes do it all the time. You know what I mean? I know it's a condition, but you can fix it weekly.
No.
Why would you know?
No, let's not. Let's agree to disagree that was appropriate to bring up.
So what's it? What's it appropriate to bring up?
No! I can move on.
See, I do know when to not and when to.
Knob jockey.
This is me on the high ground. So, this is new. What's going on this side? Nah, I whined. But this film, by the way, for me, gutted I didn't find out about it until I was like ancient. Gutted because I think friends and myself would have loved watching that. Like I loved watching Not Another Teen Movie, which, by the way, nobody can slag that off. That is one of the best parody films ever, in my opinion. Not Another Teen Movie. I mean, we're leaving out here. We're leaving out like Airplane and The Naked Gun, right?
Oh, you're leaving out the good ones. That's good.
Move them aside, right? Let's not bring
move the good ones aside.
But Not Another Teen Movie. Do you remember in that era, you had like superhero movie just after Scary Movie and that had all the copycats. Yeah, superhero movie, fucking tsunami movie, disaster movie. Not Another Teen Movie trumps all of them.
What was the one? I know what you did last. Scream if you know what I did last Friday the 13th. Remember that one?
No, it must have been shit.
Oh, you would love it. It's fucking shite.
Really? I will have to check it out. What was the one that I found not too long ago because I saw a clip and I thought, why have I never seen this before? And it's got the guy that goes in as a robber, robs a bank, but he's not to rob. She said, "Oh, you want the money?" He's like, "I don't want your money. I want a motherfucking Monday to Friday position.
I see that. I don't know what that's from. It must be like an SNL thing or something.
No, it was a film.
That's an actual film. Somebody made a film out of that.
Yes, so
That's
it's a film
bananas.
with loads of skits. It's basically a spoof movie. Nards will pop up in a minute and tell us exactly what one it was, that or Matthew Man. It's a spoof one where it's all different bits, and it goes back to him. And was it something disaster? It was something movie. It was something movie, and it was a really out there one that I missed growing up, and I thought this is funny as hell. Guy goes in and that, and he's like phoning folk, and he's like, "You motherfucker," and that, and the guy's like, "You need a raise." It's so good. Oh, there it is. Disaster movie. Is it really disaster movie? Is it disaster movie?
See, that's probably one of the ones that I skipped after seeing so many really, really terrible ones.
And the fact that it was called Disaster. You know what I mean? I'm just totally expecting like one of those tidal wave.
I think these films have their place, right? I really do, but they still have to be done well. Like the Scary Movie films, the first couple were done well. The rest went really quite bonkers, but they were still charming in some way. Some of them are just poor, some of them are just not funny. Like to the point where you wouldn't know that they were spoofs of stuff unless it was for certain lines just ripped out of the other movies. But
this one wasn't a disaster movie. It wasn't a disaster movie. It was. I will find it.
You arguing with Wikipedia's got nards?
Aye. Spoof.
This makes great podcasting, by the way. Luke and shut up. We don't have young Jamie.
I know. I'm all rolled into one.
I know. Kev likes to look stuff up when I'm talking.
But then the thing is, though, right? The thing is, when you're chatting and you see me looking stuff up, you stop chatting, and I'm like, no.
I know. It's because I know you're not listening to me, and then even if I say something really profound, you'll go, "Aye, totally," and then move on because you've not been listening. It's so obvious. It happens every time. Like you'll ask me, right? So what do you think of that, J Mac? And I'll give like a 3.5 minute spiel, and you'll just be like, aye, totally. Anyway, let's talk about something completely different.
What? Aye. My Wolfman says, I'm only saying insert title movie. That's the only one I can think of with movie in the title. I will remember it. It was The Three Fugitives was a class film.
Three Fugitives? I don't think I remember that one.
You sure?
I don't remember that. Who's in it?
Oh, hilarious. What's his name? What's his name again? Martin Short.
What is it? Martin Short, Chevy Chase, and Steve Martin or something? Is it?
Yes.
Is it
Yes.
Are you thinking of the Three Amigos?
No, Three Fugitive. There's a film called The Three Fugitives. Nick Nolte. Aye, that's right. If anybody that's not seen The Three Fugitives, get it watched, man.
Wow,
I remember my wife's mum talked about it, and I was like, "What shit is she chatting?" And then I went and watched it, and I was like, "Mate, you were spot on. That was phenomenal. It was so good."
Three Fugitives.
That
it's not ringing any bells in the old brain ticker. You know what I'm saying?
Nick Nolte, Martin Short, and a wee lassie. It was so good. So, it's far better than it should have been because I went into it thinking, "Aye, all right," and it was so good, so good.
I do like Martin Short. We need to do Inner Space, by the way. I think I've said this many times over the years at different times, but we really need to do Inner Space. It was a film I grew up loving. I saw it within the last 5 years, and it's still good fun, man. Let's do that at some point. But Idle Hands, what you've got here, right, is a great blend of comedy and horror, and I think it is more. I agree with Wolfman. I watched his video on this earlier on, and it is more comedy than horror. But the horror elements are actually still quite horrific. That's the word. I couldn't put that one together there. But kind of in an over the top way that it still stays funny. So if you do want a good giggle to watch a daft film about a killer hand, this is better than The Hand. So yeah, I'm all for this one. I give this one like a 7.5 out of 10. I think the IMDb score is pretty harsh on this, like a 6.2 or something. But that's higher than it was the last time I looked. So I think its popularity is maybe gaining a wee bit of traction. Because I'm sure the last time I looked it was like a 5.8 or 5.9. But I checked recently. Are you looking something up?
No, I'm listening to you. I'm listening to you.
That's even worse.
I thoroughly enjoyed this, and even though I did really like it at this age, mate, I think I would have adored it at a younger age.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I just wish that was part of my collection. Has anybody ever is there many physical? I've never went into a shop and seen Idle Hands sitting on the shelf.
I had it
hard
on
to come by?
VHS. I don't think I replaced it with DVD. But it's just a shame it was such a poor performance at the box office, because if it done better at the box office, I think more people would still be talking about it. But again, it was probably just a victim of a lack of advertising.
Did it have a cinema run? Do you know? Like, do you recall it on its coming out?
I don't know if it had one in the UK. It probably got one in the US. It was Columbia. It was made by Columbia, so I'm pretty sure they would have stuck it in cinemas. It's not a wee independent film. It's a proper studio film.
It's not a film that people like. If I was still in the cinema industry, if I put that on, I wouldn't expect a big turnout. It's not something that people hold in high regards.
It's a shame. It's a shame. But anyway, I think I might actually make it a Halloween tradition again to watch this one. Good fun.
It's very good. Would you let your oldest son watch it?
Probably not. Just because, like I said, the bits that are like horror, do still kind of go for it.
Which parts?
Like Penob's head falling off.
That's no that.
Even like the hand in the microwave, and that's pretty gross. In fact, that's really gross. In fact, that was one of the best. That was one of Seth Green's best lines. It's after Devon Sawa's microwave the hand. They go in to make a burrito, open the fucking thing, and it flies away. The hand just flies out the window. But it was. They walk up to the microwave and it's covered in blood and crap. And just like, ugh, gross. He's like, and then Penob's like, and maybe we should clean that up. He's like, oh yeah, while we're at it, we can clean the whole fucking house. This ain't our mess. Then just uses the microwave.
Man, eh? Wolfman says, I had to order the Blu-ray from USA. I thought that. Do you know Finn Wolfhard is doing Idle Hands remake? Nay way, mate. From Noseworthy to Wolfhand. Wolfhard.
Wolfhand.
My boy has seen it. See, Wolfman's boy seen it. I never watched it with my kids, but I wouldn't fear. I wouldn't fear that because.
Barry, how old's your son? Mine's only 10. I started quite late.
Now we've got to sit here and wait for him to say.
Let's just do that.
Yeah, it does seem that Wolfhard and Billy Burke. Wolfman says, mine is 13, but he was about 11. All right.
Well, I know what he's getting for his 11th birthday. Idle Hands. I need to get it for the US though. Better order it now.
Do you know why he was saying that Idle Hands make devils work?
Yeah.
Because if you've got nothing to do, you sit about and do what?
Chug it.
Which is the devil's work, right? Listen to Bobby Boucher's mum.
Who's Bobby Boucher?
Nards, you're gonna jump in here, man. You're gonna jump in here. Choke. Bobby Boucher, the water boy.
I fucking hated the Water Boy. Only seen it once. Did not like the Water Boy.
Football is the devil. It's not the devil, Mom. man. It's so good. So good. I mean, I didn't
Right,
want the show to end until I find that fucking film. It came out around the time all the other spoofy films came out. And there's a scene in
Right.
it, and the boy's like, here, I want a Monday to Friday position. Bank scene in movie where the guy asks for a job, right? Usually that used to be enough. Definitely not a superhero movie. Nah, wasn't that because I had Leslie Nielsen in it. There it's right. I found the clip of it. So there's the clip. So I'm going to that. Surely somebody in the comments will be like, "Haha, this is so funny. Where can I watch that?" So let's see what armed gunman. So he dresses him as armed gunman. The Onion movie. That's it. The Onion movie. That's what that was. I knew it had a movie in it.
Right.
The Onion movie. That's it.
I think you told us about. Have you seen the movie?
Did. Yes, it was. I was pissing myself.
Right, because a lot of the stuff for the Onion is really funny. I remember. I think you'd sent the clip ages ago. I don't think
I did.
Maybe you didn't. Did you know the Onion was a thing at the time? Did I have to tell you that
I'd
it was
heard,
spoof?
No. I had heard of the Onion before.
I'm sure somebody had sent me the video, and it was the wee boy. Or the parents of the kid who got eaten by their pet boa constrictor, and they were like, "We just never expected they left the kid with the boa constrictor like for hours in its fucking cage or its vivarium, and they just never expected it to eat him." And it's presented like a proper like morning TV kind of skit. What the fuck is this? You better be careful, man.
I know.
It's like, I'll get out of that quick.
Nad says, for fuck's sake. Go, if you have not watched the Onion movie, go watch it. It had me howling. It was just so good. The news reports, smoking ban, but those parts were really, really funny. The guy walks in and he's like, if I take money from you, I'm just, it only serves me for the short term. I want he's like, I'll get your ass in the back. Give me a Monday to Friday position. I'm going to bust a cap in your ass.
Position.
Position. So good. So fucking good, man. It's called The Armed Gunman. Oh, watch the Onion movie. Steven Seagal's in it. So class.
I'm not surprised. He is a fucking onion.
He's known to have layers.
I'd love to have him on the podcast just to slag him. The thing is, like he had some good films. He had a couple of good films, right? Out for Justice was class. Under Siege was class. Above the Law was all right. Then he went all Greenpeace and stupid. And he just lies all the time. He's a fucking dirty, filthy liar.
Is he lying?
Mate, there's so many videos of folk debunking things that he says about himself, and like I'm sure he claimed to have showed Bruce Lee how to do some stuff when,
as you do,
Steven Seagal would have been about 8. Aye, okay.
That's like a boy I grew up with says he saw the Sex Pistols live, like the original crew. I'm like, all right, are you sure? Are you sure? Because I'm sure like they were gone by like 94.
So no, what you seen was the Fornication Guns, man. That was a fucking tribute band. You know what I
mean? That or your dad's seen the Sex Pistols and that's who the ticket belongs to. It's on your wall.
Aye.
Considering your dad's got a mohawk.
I know somebody that talks a lot of pish, but we'll talk about that
later. You've mentioned them a few times. Just the granny bit guy.
That's one of them. I know a couple of guys.
Syrian man. Hey, talking pish can be good if it's like fun. Try to think of a time I was told stuff that was pish. My dad was talking pish when I was a kid. Right, this will see the show out, right? My dad told me something that wasn't so true. Well, it was, but in his own way. he told me. He says when I was younger, I used to always get his records out and look at them and study them and listen to them, and I used to be like quite obsessed. I still am with music. And I remember pulling out the Greatest Hits Queen album, where there's 4 of them and they're all wearing the leather jackets on the front. And there's like a red.
Mm-hmm.
I remember pulling that vinyl out and being like, and I just knew, I don't remember how I knew, but my earliest memory was pointing at Freddie Mercury and saying, he's dead. He's dead, isn't he? And my dad's like, yeah. I says, how did he die? My dad says, he kissed too many boys. And then I'm like, now, get this right. I'm like, what, 5 or whatever, right? I'm very, very young, and I'm going, if you kiss boys, you die. I thought to myself, maybe it's like because we've got the same type of skin. Like if you kiss them, maybe something goes into your lips and it poisons you. And I genuinely thought, like, wow, kissing too many boys will literally kill you, right? For years thinking. And I remember just sitting one day,
too much love will kill you.
Right? I remember being so much older one day, sitting there recalling that, and then I went, oh! I went, so it, all right. Right. So in that sense, my dad was talking pish, but it wasn't. But in the sense, he told me what I needed to know, and he didn't lie.
He's told you in a child-friendly manner that they got AIDS. That was nice of him.
I suppose, right? Those are funny stories, aren't they? Janice's laughing. You
can't beat a good AIDS story for a laugh.
They're gonna get us banned, man. You gotta get us banned. Every week you can find us here on the Jibber podcast, Sundays at 9 p.m. Usually Sundays, most times Sundays. Next week, by the way, Janice, I hope you're free at 9 p.m. Of course, you're here every time. Now, here, I made this thumbnail because I didn't want to pitch Matthew.
It looks like Janice is both in and out the box.
I know. Well, the thing is, let me tell you the story, right? I didn't want to pester Matthewman because he's always busy, right? So I thought I'll just take a stab at it, right? Done all this, and then I thought, right, I'm going to try my best now to see if I can colour match like what Matthewman does. And I wasn't skilled enough to put Janice's head in the box, okay? So I thought, right, the colour semi-matched all right. So I'm just going to make it like she's in the box, but her head's peering out the back of the box, kinda. And then I thought, you know what? It's Gremlins, man. There shouldn't be that much an explanation. You know what I mean? Janice says, I can't wait. I'll be there. Janice, it's going to be class. Pardon me. It's going to be class. Everybody that's tuning in next week was it? She said, I'd have stuck her head in the box for you. Oh, mate, it's not too late. It is not too late.
It's not too late for you to do me a favour.
If you want to put Janice's head in a box, man, in fact, we should have a competition so you can put it. Who can put Janice's head in the box better?
What's in the box? What's in the box? Janice's head.
I'm no, like I say, my skills are developing over the years. If you can look right in the back, you'll see our initial artwork on the very first episode is right above J Mack's head. If you look closely, that was the beginning, right? So we've come a long way, but because I'm like an octopus, I need to focus on so many things. If I focused on the one thing, I reckon I get better solely at that. But my skill set improves the longer we go on. Laughing my absolute ass off. I love it, as do we, Janice. So next week, go make sure that you're watching Gremlins, and come along on next Sunday, 9 p.m. And we're going to go.
That's the 22nd, isn't it? Pretty close to Crimbo.
Aye, that's why it's the Christmas episode.
Aye.
Christmas deep dive. See, it says it right there. Christmas.
I got that, mate.
So we'll do a Christmas deep dive where we really jump into Gremlins and what they are, and we tell our wee stories about us putting it on in the cinema and the guy coming in to nearly batter that other guy because the guy was with his wife, mind. And I was like, am I going to have to down this bottle? I'm like, am I going to have to down this bottle and then go up and chip some? Mind. I'm like, the guy came in as we're watching Gremlins. We'll tell you all about it on the next episode, right? But the guy came in, we're sitting there having a beer watching Gremlins in one of our movie takeovers in the cinema. And a dude walks in, stands right at the front, and is like, Walks up to the other boy, starts on him, and I'm like, oh no. And the guy that we knew the guy, so we were like, oh no, we're gonna have to jump in for him here because he's clearly schmoozing with someone else's wife. But we'll tell that all next week. We'll tell it all. Janice, the feeling is mutual. Janice makes her debut on this here podcast next motherfucking week. Really looking forward to it. And that's our favorite. Do you know, this Gremlins episode is a tribute to Janice because we said to her earlier in the year, pick an episode you'd like to do with us. She says, I'd love to do Gremlins because it's our favorite Christmas film. So, and since then, I've been buying me trinkets to do up my cupboard. And I've been telling my wife it's for Janice, and she's like, "Who's Janice?" Shut up and let me play in my cupboard, all right? So we'll see you guys next week for a Christmas episode. Thank you to everybody that's tuned in. You guys are absolute fucking legends, but you already know that. Anybody that's checking out the show, smash the subscribe button because Wolfman's just hit 100k subs, right? Fucking, we need to catch up, right? I want to copy him. You also need to tell us who is actually copying you, because it's no us. Because unfortunately, if we were copying you, that'd be good for us. So I were a wee bit off. We just reached the 2,500 on YouTube, so it's a long ways to go. Long ways to go. But we're trying to catch up with Nards. So hit the subscribe button if you want to. Was it? We're on 104k combined, lads. Look at that, man. And the 4 isn't even us. So he's went up on our fucking what? Good on you, man. Anybody here that's no subscribed to Nards, get over and subscribe. His stuff, you can listen to it endlessly, especially if it's some of your favourite stuff. It's very easy to listen to, and he's got a way of convincing folk that you watched a film wrong, and you'll go back and watch it again and go,
"You watched that wrong."
100%, 100%. By the way, 100%.
Yeah.
I was like, because I watched his Babadook one, and I'm like, I did watch that wrong.
I like how you pronounce that. I love how you pronounce that. Babadook, like the Babadook of York.
Had 10,000 wains. He marched them up to the top of the hill, then he threw them down again. It's called Your Fucking Rhyme. Hey, I didn't mind being wrong. I'll wave to my wife for you, Janice. Oh, fucking... No, I'm joking.
So, I was going to say something, and then I forgot what it was. So, like, you're in.
Oh, no, we both said M, but you can say it.
NOPQRSTUV. Can't remember. Anyway, it obviously was not important, but I appreciate everybody tuning in. Wolfman, cheers for coming back again, and let me get you back on soon as well.
100%. We'll do something again soon.
Aye, really that'd be nice. And yes. Then we can just all 3 years do a podcast and be really successful.
We'll just close this one down and join.
Jabber's got nards.
Well, that was I was going to come up with one called Wolfman's Got Cards.
Why?
Just me talking about poker.
That'd be pish. I wouldn't bother.
No, I know. It will be fun. It will be. We'll do something early next year. Also, Nards, you should come on when we've got guests on and all. I think you'd have a great way of convincing filmmakers that they made their films wrong. In certain ways. We've done it at a few points.
Right, Stephen. Jaws was pish.
And here's why.
I don't think Jaws was pish, by the way. It was the first thing that came to mind.
No, it'd be pretty cool. We're going to get more guests on early next year as well. Pretty cool. Really looking forward to that stuff. So
yeah.
So fucking
let's get on it.
Stick around, motherfucker. Stick around, and we'll catch up with you soon. So have a good weekend, guys. Weekend's out. Have a good week, and we'll see you all on the motherfucking flippy. Eh?
We will.
Get all the Christmas ranting done. Take it easy, folks. Goodbye. And now over to the intro, which is me completely playing all these instruments for our outro. Quick story. We got our old theme tune was copyrighted, so I was like, I'll just try and create one. I created what became the outro because I created that. J Mac was like, I just use that as intro, and I thought, doesn't it feel like an intro? So then I got our pals who are fucking mega class at making intros. We gave them a description of what we wanted. They made it better than we could ever imagine. And then I thought, well, we'll just use that one that we had as an intro as the outro, and it works. So
How many times have I changed my beard? Quite a few. Still alive. Look at that fucking hang on my eye, by the way. Look, you fucking wee ball. Wee balls wobble, but they don't fall down. Go away. Just sit here awkwardly. Tiptoe through the window by the garden. That is where I'll be on tiptoe.
今天看齐，两场协着，秦香莲的32岁了，装个当朝，驸马郎的齐君王啊，满皇上的会2岁了，装个当朝。今天看齐，两场协着，秦香莲的32岁了，装个当朝，驸马郎的齐君王啊，满皇上的会2岁了，装个当朝。
Fucking neck.
今天看齐，两场协。